So it's another cooking video from KeiAna's kitchen. Yay! I know you guys been waiting. Everybody's like, KeiAna, cook. And I have made a lot of dishes because I'm cooking all the time. It's just that sometimes I don't think about making a video of it until after I'm done. So my apologies for that, you guys. I do have to work better with getting more cooking videos out. So today we making jambalaya. Yes. Now, disclosure, this is not the authentic New Orleans Creole jambalaya. This is just my own version of jambalaya. So instead of using shrimp and andouille sausage, hold on you guys, I need to turn my skillet down. So instead of using shrimp and andouille sausage, I am going to be using chicken breast and this beef Hillshire Farm beef smoked sausage. I'm going to be using that. The kids love when I make this dish. So my chicken, I already have my chicken seasoned. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot a bell pepper, but I have bell pepper already chopped up in the freezer. So I already have my chicken seasoned. I have this is 2 stalks of celery that I chopped up finely. As you can see, they're little small pieces. There's my sausage there. And I'll show you the seasonings that I put in it. I put in about a tablespoon of onion powder. You can use regular real onions, but I prefer to use the onion powder. So I put a teaspoon of this. I put about, y'all know I eyed it, but my eyeing it, I can tell you approximately how much it was. I put about a teaspoon of the Worcestershire sauce in the chicken. Now everything I'm telling you guys is what I season the chicken with. Old Bay, this is a staple. You're gonna need the Old Bay seasoning. Old Bay seasoning is very strong, so I only put not a tablespoon. I put 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning in there, and then after I put everything together, I taste it to see if I need some more Old Bay in there. So I would start out with just a teaspoon of this, and then add more as needed. Creole seasoning. Now you know you got to have your Creole seasoning for this jambalaya. So I use this one, and I also use the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. Use some of that. I used about a tablespoon of this one and a tablespoon of this one. I used about a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of paprika. Paprika is another one that's very strong. This one is smoked paprika. So I only use a tablespoon of smoked paprika. You will also need some bay leaves. However, you're going to pick the bay leaf out after you've cooked everything because you don't want to leave that in there. You pretty much just want it for flavoring. A little bit of pepper pepper to taste. So I put about a half a teaspoon of pepper in there. You're also going to need some tomato paste. I prefer to use this one that comes in the tube versus the one that comes in the can, because the one that comes in the can has that can taste to it. So I really like this one, and this is the one that I buy from Trader Joe's, but I forgot a seasoning that I use that is not over here. You will also need, you're also going to need some thyme, and I used about a teaspoon of thyme. And then you'll need the bell pepper too. So let me get the bell pepper. So I got my bell pepper. So we're going to come over here to this skillet. Oh, and so the menu tonight, I forgot to mention what I'm making. I am making jambalaya with my cornbread muffins. I already have them done. I didn't video me making my cornbread muffins because I already have a video up of me making my cornbread muffins. I actually think I have 2 videos of my cornbread muffins. So those are my honey cornbread muffins. Oh, and the rice that I'm using is this brand of rice, white rice, which I already have cooked here in my Instapot. You're gonna want to pre-cook your rice because you don't want your rice moist. So I pre-cooked my rice and then I left the lid off. I kind of fluffed my rice out and then I left my lid off so that the air can get in there and absorb the rest of the moisture from the rice. And so it's good, it's nice and dry and ready to go. And I cooked, for my family, I cooked 3 cups of rice. I should have cooked 4, but it's okay. I probably just won't have as much leftovers as I would like, because normally I do 4 cups of rice and it makes, this whole pot is full. So I usually have like a full pot and it's usually enough to have leftovers for the next day, but I'll see how it comes out with the 3 cups. I also have over here some green beans. Green beans is just, I gotta stir them up, y'all, because I hear them over here sizzling. The green beans are optional. I just decided to cook them on the side because there's really nothing, to me, really nutritional in this meal except for the celery, I would think, and the bell pepper. But I just decided to make some green beans on the side. They probably won't like that, but they'll eat it. So anyway, let's get started with preparing the jambalaya. Okay, so you're gonna start out with sauteing your chicken. So in this bowl, I have some chicken tenders that I diced up. Make sure that when you dice them up pretty even so that they cook all at the same time. So you're just going to saute your chicken until it is all the way done. Make sure to not overcook your chicken, especially because this is chicken breast. Chicken breast can tend to be dry if you overcook it. So just make sure that you don't overcook your chicken. And then once the chicken is done, that's when you're going to add in your veggies. And I usually will cook my chicken first in this skillet. And my veggies, once the chicken is closer to being done, I'll add those in. There's that bay leaf I was telling you about. You just want that in there for flavor. You're going to pull that out before you add your rice in here. So I'm going to keep cooking this, and then when it's done, I'll come back and show you guys the next step. Okay, so my chicken is all done. You see, you don't want to overcook it. Like, I can tell that it's cooked perfectly. Man, if y'all could smell this aroma, that bay leaf and that thyme and that Old Bay seasoning and those Cajun spices, it smells so good. I'm not lying, y'all. Now I know what they mean on those cooking channels when they say, I wish you was here. I know what they mean, because I really wish y'all were here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, just for the sake of not having to dirty up another skillet. I'm not going to do that, even though I could. I'm just going to take this out with the juices because I want this juice. I'm gonna keep this juice because I want it. And so I'm going to put this in a bowl, and then I'm going to cook my my veggies and my sausage in the same skillet. So I'll be back. All right, so now I'm about to do my veggies. So I just put a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of my skillet. And these are my bell peppers. So I'm going to say, I'm going to use all of that. That's about a half a cup. So I'm just going to start cooking those. Because these were frozen, I'm going to let these cook a little bit by themselves before I add in my celery. Okay, so these are cooked enough, And I can see that the water has absorbed pretty much from out of the pan from the, you won't have that problem if your bell peppers aren't frozen. So now I'm gonna add in my sausage. And I'm just gonna cook these until they're nice and brown. And then I'll add my celery in just a few minutes before I'm ready to stop cooking these sausages. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in my celery. And that, like I said earlier, that is 2 stalks of celery. Just gonna keep cooking that together. So I can tell that my bell pepper and my celery is now cooked. You want to cook the celery until it's a little bit more than al dente. You don't want it, you want it like not crunchy, but you want it just a little bit of firmness to it, just a tad. So I can tell that that's all done. The sausage is done. And now it's time to put everything, together. So I'm going to turn this down. So in this measuring cup, I have about 2 tablespoons of the Italian tomato paste that I've added water to. Now, I didn't add, you don't want to add too much water. So this is a 1 cup measuring cup. So if you use a 1 cup measuring cup, you should be just fine. And I didn't even fill it all the way up. I have about that much room in the cup. And then I just stirred it around so that it can dissolve. Because this is gonna be your base. This is what you're gonna coat the rice with. And in this skillet, I have, I sprayed the bottom of the skillet with some non-stick cooking spray so that way my rice doesn't stick. And we're gonna start getting everything together. So here's my rice. So I'm just going to break this up a little bit. To make it a little bit easier. And since I have juice in the bottom of my chicken, I'm not going to pour the chicken in there. I'm not going to pour it in there because I'm not sure if I want that extra liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spoon out my chicken and add it in there like this. So then that way it's not too wet if I don't need it to be that wet. And there's that bay leaf. I'm gonna still keep the bay leaf in there, you guys. I'll find it and get it out of there before I serve the kids food. And now since I can see that it's not that much liquid, that's about a half a cup of liquid. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in there. And now I'm going to add in my veggies. I'm gonna mix this up first. And then I'll begin to add my tomato base. You want to make sure you get rid of any chunks of rice. You want all the rice. You want your rice to be nice and loose. Oops. So I got everything nicely mixed in. And now I'm going to begin to add my tomato paste. So I like to add just a little bit at a time. And get everything nice and coated, and then add more as I go along. Okay, so it is all done, nicely coated. Now, you can make your jambalaya a lot darker than this if you like. However, this is pretty much about the color that I like mine. Now, I did go in and add about another tablespoon of the tomato paste, but this time I didn't add it with water. I just went around and put it in like little spots just to darken it up a little bit, and then I just coated each corner of rice. So see, this is how you want it to look, the end result. You want it to be nice and loose. You don't want clumps of rice. And so here's what I like to do too. Like after I'm done doing that, I like to taste it to see if maybe if I want a stronger Cajun flavor or if I feel like it's just right. So that's usually what I do. So let's see. I don't know if I want to add some more or not, because it tastes good. Like, I'm gonna ask one of the kids, because I kind of want to, but then I kind of don't. Like, I can taste that Old Bay. I can just taste all the flavors. Just, it's good, y'all. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's good. It's really good. Let me have my husband taste it. It's a different fork, y'all. Sometimes, y'all, I have about 15 forks dirty from testing the food, because I just can't put the same fork in there that I tasted it with. Even though it's my family, it's just something that I just can't do. And sometimes I have a pile of forks or spoons sitting here from me tasting it so many times. But I'm gonna let my husband taste it so he could tell me what he thinks. Uh-oh. I fell off.
You should have brought me a bowl.
You only get a taste for now, honey. I'm gonna hook you up with cornbread. Why you gotta be doing all that smacking? Is it good? Give me a kiss.
Give me a bowl.
Did I do good? Do you think it needs some more like flavor or anything?
No, it need to be put in the bowl and served.
Okay, so it's good. Okay. I thought it was good too, but you know how it is when you're the cook. Sometimes you overthink it, but
No, that's good.
it's good. So it is all done, you guys. I got the okay from hubby. He said it didn't need no more seasoning. I knew it didn't. I was just playing with y'all. No, I'm just joking. Y'all, this is one of my favorite dishes, and I believe it's one of the kids' favorite dishes too. Once again, I know this isn't the authentic jambalaya because it doesn't have the andouille sausages and the shrimp, but this is just my little revised version of jambalaya, and we love it. So there it is. Got your jambalaya, green beans, and cornbread. How's that jambalaya?
Good. So good.
How's that jambalaya, Chloe?
Good. Good.
Is it good, Sophia?
I like the cornbread.
You always like the cornbread. The cornbread's pretty good.
The rice.
We missing a couple of
delicious.
bodies. Is it good, Noel? Yes, it's good. Say hi.
Good.
Aw, you say hi? Good job. So thank you guys for watching, and remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and everything else the Word of God says you are. Have a blessed day, you guys. Bye.